A stranger got me out of drugs. The first day of college was overwhelming for me. Everything seemed unfamiliar, and the crowd of new faces was intimidating. I wandered through the campus, feeling lost, until I met Ryan. He had a friendly smile that put me at ease instantly. We clicked almost immediately, and he became my guide to the maze of college life. As days passed, Ryan introduced me to a different side of college, a world of late-night parties and wild adventures. It wasn't long before he offered me something new, something I had never considered before: drugs. Curiosity and the desire to fit in led me to say yes. The first time I tried it, a rush of euphoria enveloped me, and I felt invincible. Little did I know that this would mark the beginning of a dark journey. The thrill of the initial experiences soon turned into an insatiable craving. I found myself spiraling into the depths of addiction, my life slipping away like grains of sand through my fingers. My once vibrant spirit faded, and the spark in my eyes extinguished. The tension at home escalated as my addiction tightened its grip on me. My father, a mix of frustration and concern etched on his face, couldn't comprehend the changes he saw in his once vibrant daughter. We found ourselves in a heated argument one evening, the weight of disappointment and fear heavy in the air. "Luce, you're throwing your life away," my father pleaded, frustration evident in his voice. "I can't stand by and watch you destroy yourself like this. You need help, and you need it now." I, however, was trapped in the clutches of addiction, my mind clouded by the allure of temporary euphoria. I retorted with defiance, my words laced with the arrogance that substance abuse can breed. The walls of our home echoed with our tumultuous exchange, leaving both of us emotionally drained. Concerned for my well-being, my father decided to intervene. He arranged for me to go to a de-addiction center, hoping to pull me out of drugs. However, my determination to escape the reality of my situation led me to run away from the center. I found myself on an abandoned road, lost and desperate. That's when Teenz, a truck driver passing by, noticed me. Despite my initial fear, he sensed my vulnerability. Realizing the gravity of my situation, Teenz took me to his home since there was no hospital nearby. As the initial shock wore off, I began to sense a genuine concern in his eyes. I was yelling at Teenz and arguing with him. That's when he realized that I suffered from de-addiction symptoms. He was genuinely concerned about me. And then he tied me to a pillar at his place and left somewhere. Only later I found out that he went to the woods to get some rare herbs. When he returned, he made a decoction of the herbs and fed it to me. I was hesitant, but he fed me the decoction. After a few minutes, I started feeling better. I wasn't craving for drugs any longer. Teenz then took my father's number and informed him. My dad arrived in a while. My dad was grateful towards Teenz. Teenz then gave Dad the rare herbs and told him to feed me the decoction for at least a month. He also shared, "Sir, your daughter needs these herbs and love. Only love can bring her out of the addiction." My dad nodded. I asked Teenz about the rare herbs that had seemingly worked miracles. He explained that these herbs were a combination of ancient remedies, known for their potency in aiding recovery from various ailments. The forest held the key to healing, he said, if one knew where to look. I was curious about Teenz, and so I asked him if I can stay with him for a few days. And he happily agreed. I stayed with Teenz. As I immersed myself in the therapeutic routine of gardening, counseling, and self-reflection, the craving for drugs gradually faded away. My father, witnessing the positive transformation, visited us in the tranquil town. Teenz, ever generous, shared the knowledge of the rare herbs with my father, hoping to extend the healing to others in need. Together, with Teenz' guidance, my father and I planted the seeds of hope in our hometown. The garden we tended together became a symbol of overcoming adversity and finding solace in the simplest joys of life. Teenz, the truck driver turned healer, had only rescued me from the clutches of addiction. In the end, my journey through darkness had led me to an unexpected ally in Teenz, teaching me that sometimes salvation comes from the most unexpected places, and healing can be found in the embrace of nature and genuine human connection. Months passed, and the quaint town became a haven not only for me but for others seeking solace and redemption. Inspired by Temm's compassionate approach, we collectively worked on establishing a support network for those battling addiction, turning the once abandoned road into a path of recovery. Temmz continued to share his wisdom, emphasizing the importance of community and interconnectedness in the healing process. The garden we had cultivated became a symbol of resilience, each bloom representing a life reclaimed from the clutches of despair. As my strength grew, I took on a role in counseling others, sharing my story of recovery as a beacon of hope. Temmz, proud of the transformation he had facilitated, stood by my side as we worked together to break the stigma surrounding addiction. News of our journey reached nearby towns, inspiring others to adopt similar approaches to healing. Temmz, once just a truck driver passing through, had become a catalyst for change, proving that a single act of kindness could have a ripple effect far beyond what one could imagine. A stranger saved me from drug addiction, and I am happy that I met Temmz. I am grateful that my life did not go astray. If you did like my story, do like, comment, and share.
High school had just ended, and I was thrilled about the upcoming summer break. I had plans to relax, hang out with friends, and maybe even explore my passion for photography. Little did I know that my world was about to turn upside down. One evening, my parents called me into the living room, excitement brimming in their eyes. "Amy, we have a surprise for you," my father announced. I sat down on the couch, eager to hear what they had in store. My mother spoke up, her voice filled with enthusiasm. "We have hired a manager for your photography business this summer." I was taken aback. A manager? I'd always handled my photography gigs on my own. "Who is it?" I asked, my curiosity piqued. As my mother began to describe the manager's qualifications, my heart sank. "His name is Mac," she said. "He is a professional photographer and he has extensive experience managing small businesses. He's perfect for helping you expand your photography ventures." The next day, my parents introduced me to Mac. As soon as I laid eyes on him, my heart skipped a beat. Mac was my ex-boyfriend from a year ago. We had parted ways amicably, but the breakup had left a lingering sadness that I had buried deep within my heart. "Amy, meet Mac, your new manager," my mother said, oblivious to our history. Mac extended a hand with a polite smile. "It's great to see you again, Amy." I forced a smile, shaking his hand while my heart raced. This summer was shaping up to be more complicated than I'd ever imagined. Working with Mac proved to be a roller coaster of emotions for me. At first, I tried to keep my distance, treating him as a professional colleague. But as the days turned into weeks, old feelings began to resurface. Mac's dedication to helping my photography business grow was evident. He shared his expertise and encouraged me to take on challenging projects. We spent countless hours together, scouting locations, editing photos, and attending photo shoots. And through it all, I couldn't help but notice the way Mac's smile still made my heart flutter. One warm summer evening, after a successful photo shoot at a picturesque beach, Mac and I sat on the sand watching the sun dip below the horizon. The waves lapped at our feet and the sky turned a fiery orange. "I never thought we'd end up working together like this," I finally said, breaking the comfortable silence. Mac turned to me, his expression softening. "Me neither, Amy. But I'm really glad we did. I missed you." A rush of emotions overcame me. I had missed him too, more than I'd ever admitted. "I missed you too, Mac," I confessed, my eyes brimming with tears. As the summer continued, Mac and I's working relationship deepened into a romantic one. We couldn't deny the connection we still shared, and the passion for photography that had initially brought us together was now strengthening our bond. One evening, under the stars, Mac leaned in and kissed me. It felt like a dream come true. Our shared love for photography had rekindled our love for each other. We were quite uncertain about our relationship, but as we spent time together, we decided that we could give our relationship a second chance, and once again the roller coaster of emotions began. Mac loved me and I loved him too. Our teenage romance story became a tale of second chances and following our hearts, all under the guidance of my unsuspecting parents who had unknowingly brought us back together. The autumn air was crisp and cool, and as the leaves began to change colors, Mac and I's relationship continued to flourish. We decided to take our photography to the next level by opening a small studio together. Focusing on portrait and wedding photography, it was a challenging endeavor, but with Mac's managerial skills and our shared passion, we were determined to make it a success. Working side by side, we not only captured beautiful moments for our clients, but also created our own special memories. Each click of the camera shutter marked another chapter in our love story. We would steal kisses between shots, sharing secret smiles and tender moments that only we could see behind the lens. As our business grew, so did the challenges. The demands of managing a studio and juggling client expectations put a strain on our relationship. We had our share of disagreements, but we always managed to find common ground, remembering why we had started this journey in the first place: our shared love for photography and each other. It was during one particularly tough day, as we argued about which marketing strategy to adopt, that we both realized the importance of open communication. We decided to hold weekly meetings where we could discuss our concerns and challenges openly, ensuring that our personal and professional lives remained in harmony. Years passed and our photography studio became a well-known name in our city. We had learned to balance our professional and personal lives, and the love we had for each other only grew stronger. Our dreams were realized as we continued to capture precious moments for countless couples and families. On a warm spring evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Max surprised me by taking me back to the same beach where we had rekindled our love. He got down on one knee, and with the sound of the waves as our witness, he proposed. Tears of joy welled up in my eyes as I said yes. As we planned our wedding, I couldn't help but reflect on the unexpected turn of events that had brought Mac back into my life. What had started as a manager-employee relationship had blossomed into a deep and abiding love. Our journey together had been filled with ups and downs, but it was all worth it to find the love of my life. Now, as we stood before our friends and family, exchanging vows and rings, I knew that our love story succeeded because we gave a second chance. We were not just partners in business, but partners in life, ready to face whatever challenges and adventures lay ahead. One thing was certain: our love would continue to shine in the limelight, just like the countless moments we had captured through our lenses. If you liked my story, do leave a comment and share it with your friends.